Maybe he'll pop back in. All right. There he is. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first episode of the TASG Stonk Talk. I'm Mark Canape, joined today with Roger Garcia and Steven. You popped out for a moment.
I told you, it's broken again.
You're here now, so welcome, guys. Stock Talk is where we just have a free, lively conversation about the stocks that we invest in. I myself am still learning. So is Steven. And Roger is our house professional. He trades on the minute or on the hour, on the minute.
Yeah, I like to day trade just quick, within a matter of minutes, buy and sell.
Quick buck. That's what it is. That's the name of the game. While us are more of a long term for me and Steven. I've been doing it for around 4 months right here on Red. I confuse Redbubble is the sticker place. Robinhood is the stock. What a start to the first episode. Big news. So the last time we did Stonk Talk, it was as a preview. Back for TASG Vlogs Season 19. Back then, the big thing, oh boy, Moderna. And I have since dropped Moderna, and instead I went into Arcturus with 2 shares. That was when they dipped significantly from 110 down to 44. I tried to get in, but it was outside of trading hours, so I had to wait. And eventually I was able to get it for 49. I got 2 shares of that. And then I also got several shares in Bingo, BNGO. But that was a mistake. I'm sorry, Steven.
It's alright. It wasn't worth that much.
That.
It's fine. I mean, it's gonna be a loss at this rate, but at the same time, It wasn't like that much of a loss, so it's fine.
Why? How was it? Like, did you buy the dip or the top? My bad.
It was on the rise,
okay.
That after we bought that, it dipped significantly.
Yeah, but for some reason, it goes back up again, and then it dips again. So it's one of those stocks. Like today, it went up.
How much?
It's, let's see, up 24% around there.
That's a big push. Dang, that's a big push.
Exactly. If I sell it right now, I can make profit off it instead of a loss. So We'll see what happens.
So, yeah, maybe I should have waited. The big drop yesterday was Tesla. And that was coming off of the report that they are getting, I think 158,000 Tesla vehicles are being recalled for touchscreen issues. So, and, I didn't think it would drop that much, but oh boy, was it a lot. Oh man, where do I go here? Today's the 14th, right? It's 13th. It dipped to a low of 832. It has since bounced up, and today it ended at 847. But before that, coming off of a week where it hit the 800s after the report that Elon Musk would be the richest man on Earth, that was what soared it up to a high of 880, and then it was like the market's like, calm yourself down. Let's do a what do you call it? Market correction, and it dipped down to actually a low of 806, but then it bounced back, and then yesterday's news bounced it down to 830. But yeah, it's staying close at 800, which is something that I still don't believe. I believe that it should be in the 700s. I don't know what you guys think. Is it still too high at this point?
I'm personally not invested in Tesla. I'm pretty jealous of the fact that you got in so early. I know you told me you bought like at a really good price point, and I believe Steven did too. I just kept trying to time it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was really surprised because it would push up a lot, right? And I'm like, okay, it has to pull back, right? Like it's pushed up so
You
much.
were always waiting for that pullback.
Yeah, yeah. And then like it would pull back, but I would expect it to pull back more. I'm like, no, there's no way this is, how much it's gonna pull back. And then it just recovered. And then again, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
now it's overextended. Now it's going to pull back aggressively. But again, small dip and then continue to push up. And at
Hundreds
this
and
point, I think
hundreds
it's
of
just like,
dollars.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So I was like, it had to pull back, but it never did. I mean, whenever it did, it would be pretty small, to where I was expecting more, but then it was playing with my emotions, man. I missed out. I'm not gonna lie.
I got in at 429, and the total return is almost
Dang,
420. So pretty nice on that
that's like
investment.
100%, 100% return.
Almost
How crazy is that?
97.51. But
How crazy is that?
it's finally calmed down, I guess. But I feel like it should calm down some more to around 700s. But hey, it's a gain. Jensen also got in on Tesla, but then when it started dipping at the start of the week, he got out. So I'm like, should have held
That was
on.
quick.
Should have held on.
It's a long-term
Steven, are
investment for
you?
sure.
You're in Tesla, right?
I am not. I've never like the thing about Tesla is that like that stock has always like scared me. It's like I've always
Yeah.
looked at that stock with a high degree of caution, like because of how volatile it is. Because just looking at it, it just like dips and then it goes back up all of a sudden. Like honestly, it just scares me that I'm not
One
willing.
bad day.
Like it's too much. Exact. At the same time, it's just, in my opinion, for me, too much of a risk to put in. I rather diversify than actually have it all in Tesla. That's essentially it. Because like right now, like just to buy one share of Tesla, it's like almost half my entire portfolio if I actually went through with that.
I also want to talk about other things. Disney. Because the big news today, and this was a huge bombshell, we were doing a vlog at Downtown Disney. The annual pass holder system for the Disneyland Resort is no more. And Vetter in the chat, again, we're here now. We get to talk about Disney, fam. It stayed high. It was at 180 for a while, and it finally went down. It hit last 7 days high of 180.82 as of January 11th in the pre-trade. And then it dipped significantly as the day wore on. 12:05. I don't remember what time the thing happened, but there was a slight drop between 12:05 and 12:50 or 12:20 when it went down $1.79. But it is at currently at 174.50. This is coming off of trying to remember when they did it. I think a couple months since they did the Investor Day. And the Investor Day, because that was when I got into Disney, because I knew it was going to jump because of Investor Day. All the things that they announced for Disney Plus would drive that stock back up. What are your thoughts on Disney, Roger?
I honestly was gonna say, I think for this specific stock, you would actually be the pro here because I mean you stay up to news like all the time. Honestly, you're constantly watching Disney, so
Yes.
you know more news and more about this stock than I do for sure. Honestly, I personally don't follow it much. I've heard like some people invest in it, but I've never really had an interest for it. So you're the expert here.
So Vetter states that the moment they said AP was gone, it went down. It did. It has recovered a little bit. Hit a low of 173.46, but has again rebounded to 174.50. It was already on the way down. Oh, yeah, it was already on the way down before the news happened. It crossed the negative barrier at around 10 o'clock in the morning. The reason why I got the Disney Stonk, obviously, the Disney parks are closed right now, at least here. Paris, and I don't know about Hong Kong, but I think they've reopened since. So you have two closed resorts. When those reopen, that would obviously try and, that stock would go up. But, even then, I mean, Walt Disney World has been open, and that is the crown jewel of the theme parks. So I don't know how much it would go up by. If it goes up, that's the question. how much do you think it would be? Slightly, significant? What do you think?
I'm not currently into it, but sometimes I notice that the anticipation of news can push up a stock more than the actual news itself. I don't
Yes.
know if you guys have noticed that. Like just before the news actually even happens, it pushes up, and then when it happens, it doesn't really rally up like we expect it to.
And that's why I went in on that's the expectation that I had for Investor Day. The Disney Plus announcements galore. That entire week leading up to that day, I was waiting for just a slight dip. That never happened, so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna just get it. And so far, I've only gained $20. So
Let's
not too
go.
bad.
Let's go.
Steven, on your end, do you think that Disney at 174 is still a little too high?
At 174, I do think it's a little too high. I believe like Disney, like right now, anyways, with how Disney Plus is rolling out and stuff, I do not see Disney going below like 165 probably. So it's gonna be hovering around the 170 to 180 region for probably a while anyway. Even with how everything is going on, it's like, in my opinion, I think it's too like high right now. But at the same time, it's not going to go anywhere soon. It's not going to increase significantly or decrease significantly for like anytime soon. Even when the parks do reopen, I don't expect it to see a substantial jump either.
Just like a little blip, like what it did
Mm.
for Investor Day.
Yeah, just something like that. Because like when it comes to Disney stock, it's not something that's very, very sensitive to things, in my opinion. Like when just because a theme park reopens doesn't mean like the share price of it is going to increase dramatically based on like, oh, we can get more people in now.
Because
It's
that's
not
just
going to
one
happen.
segment of the company. You got to remember,
Correct.
you have the studios, and recently they've restructured themselves to the point where Disney Plus takes more precedent than theme parks and the
Well,
cruise
at this
lines,
stage, yes.
vacations,
Like,
etc.,
yeah, at this
etc.
stage right now, basically Disney's realized that streaming is actually like going to be a significant part of their future. So they're trying to invest more into it right now when they still can. Because like when it comes to streaming, it's pretty much on the safer side compared to like cruise lines, theme parks,
Yeah.
given the situation right now in the world.
Speaking of streaming, later tonight we'll be going live yet again for the WandaVision live reactions. That'll be at 11:55 at late night. Go ahead and subscribe and turn on bell notifications if you want for further updates. Um, the only stocks that went up for me today, Johnson. Let's talk about that. Johnson and Johnson is apparently has a vaccine where it's one shot only, one shot at the free throw line. That's it. And it hit a high yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. Yeah, an all-time high, right? No, a one-year high of 161.91. Looking at the graph on Robinhood, once that was announced, went up from 157 to 161. But for that stock, that's been a slow moving stock for me, like a long term stock, and that jump really helped. What do you guys think?
I think the one dose, like one shot vaccine, is definitely pretty cool to see, right? Like, obviously, not only for the stock itself, but just in general. I think that could be big news for it. Definitely, that can, continue to push the price up. But I don't know how much exactly. Just like when Moderna kind of got approved, I expected it to continue to push up. But again, it was the anticipation
Yeah,
of the news that drove it up. And then when it actually happened, it
it
didn't really
started to
push
go
up as
down, and that
much.
was surprising.
Yeah, yeah. I actually lost money on Moderna. Not a
Ooh,
lot. It was like $60 right around there. I bought it when it dipped. And when I buy the dip, it just keeps dipping. So I was like, I
I
sold
saw
it.
that post on the Fun Trade Solutions Facebook page.
Yeah,
That's
that
your
happens.
Facebook page. We'll let you plug that at the end of the show. Um,
Thank you.
and then the other one is Gilead. That's another pharma. Uh, that has gone up steadily for me, but it's one of those up and down things. Uh, the big thing is, so the reason why I went into those is because COVID vaccine, that anticipation back last year, you would think that they would go up because you're doing R&D, you're doing all this research and testing, and you've been getting good news on those trials, but they never jumped, with the exception of Moderna. And in the case of Moderna, it dived when they were ready for release.
You just pushed up so much in a short period of time, so it was bound to. It was bound to.
Tell that to Tesla. I
That's true.
think the big thing about those companies is looking ahead. Yeah, you have the pandemic, you have the vaccine to help end the pandemic, but what's next? What after? Like, what was the company that has like the HIV thing? Was it HIV or cancer? I don't remember which one it was.
Was it Pfizer? I heard Pfizer was doing research, but I'm not 100% sure. I heard it was doing research towards it.
One of those companies. So, in terms of pharma, what do you guys think would be the next big thing after post-pandemic?
I'll let Steven go first.
After pharma, it's probably just going to be using like whatever technology that was used to create COVID vaccines. Like we hear like Moderna and Pfizer both have a vaccine that's based on RNA technology compared to like a normal like flu vaccine nowadays. So basically, it needs to involve using that technology to advance other vaccine developments. Like I said it in the intro to Stonk talk video a couple months ago, or a month ago essentially, that like after COVID ends, these companies are going to need to find a way to maintain like their dominance.
Yeah.
Like I said, the COVID vaccine is like their end goal, but also probably going to be their bane of their existence. Like they're making money based on the COVID vaccine, nothing else at the moment. Like Moderna had a bunch of technology in vaccine development for other things first, but then COVID happens, then they shifted their focus to COVID.
Yeah.
So after COVID, what will happen then? Will their technology be able to basically be used in other development? Or is it just going to be too difficult and it's going to require more effort on their part, which could then lead to their downfall essentially?
I will say that's the same thing with Arcturus. That's the reason why Arcturus dipped from triple digits to more than half of its value was because one bad news, one delay in their COVID vaccine tanked it. They went.
Was it just that?
Yeah, they said their COVID vaccine, quote, raised more questions than answers, and then their valuation was downgraded several times. Let me see.
I mean, that's what it's all about when it comes to this type of technology. Like, there's so much like that unknown that one hint of bad news or something that can raise more questions causes something to drop. It's all uncertainty. Because when you think about stocks and the other companies and stuff, like you can like assume that you have an idea of how they're gonna like function, how they're gonna operate, how they're gonna increase or grow. But when it comes to new technology like this stuff, it's hard to get a gauge of how that technology will work. There's too much like uncertainty, and when there's too much uncertainty, people don't like that, so they're more willing to like drop their shares because they want something that's for sure gonna like give them some returns, not something that's gonna like give them nothing in the end.
Right. Speaking of technology, let's talk plug. Plug.
Oh, plug.
Plug power. Let's talk about that jump. In the entire week, over the week, it's a plus $13, 26%. You look at the month, plus 134%. It peaked on the 13th at 10 a.m. 71.05 as the high. Actually, no. At the hour before, 71.83. Boy, I mean, thank you, Steven. That was your recommendation.
You are welcome, man.
Thank you
like
so
even
much.
I had no idea. Like even I, looking back, had no idea how like that stock came to mind. But like, I bought 5 shares of that at like less than $5 a piece. It's valued at
man's genius.
$65 now. It's like,
Dang.
what the heck happened?
Dang.
It's
That's
like that
crazy.
came out of nowhere, and I was like, okay, then you are now my new favorite stock. Moderna, not so much, but Plug Power coming in clutch at the last minute.
Plug
Like
having that Moderna-like jump.
exactly. I'm just like looking at how my like analysis of it right now. Like, oh, let's see here. Total return 1,335.37% total return,
Wow.
which is
God
like
damn.
what?
Damn. That's how much you're up on it?
Yeah, I'm up. Let's see here. So 5 shares, $4, around $4.50 a share. So it cost me 22.9, so $22.90 when I bought it.
What's
Total
that value?
return, it's now at, let's see, total return $305.
Nice.
Holy
loving it, man.
moly.
I'm
Living the
loving
life. You are living the life.
Living the life. And this was back in March, so it makes you think like how long it took for it to jump. I mean, then again, it jumped recently because of that 1.5 billion investment from the South Korean company,
Yes.
which basically, according to analysts, said it gave it validation of it working. Now it's like, hey, this is a company that can be in the future now.
I can't wait to see when Plug is in the what's it called? Everyday Talk.
I hope so. I hope one day it will
Let's
be,
hope.
but at the same time, like just that giant jump can cause a lot of like uncertainty again. Like this week, it's been pretty good, but then it basically dropped this morning.
Yeah.
So like it
then
was
again,
trading
most of
at
the
a high
stocks
of like
today.
70-ish. Yeah,
Most of
but
our
just seeing how
stocks
Plug, yeah. But you know, overall in this so far this week, Plug's jumped pretty well, and I have to say,
I think this
not
is
too
the
shabby.
First, yeah. I think this is the first down day for it this week, but I bet it's going to rebound.
So you just didn't let me know about it, Steven, like that? Dang.
Again, I like to point out, even I had no idea what the heck was going on when I bought
Nobody.
that.
Nobody.
It's like, you know, I just saw it and I'm like, no, this looks interesting. So I bought 5 shares of it. Again, this was back in March. Then I made the Moderna purchase. And I'm like, okay, Moderna just suddenly jumped, so that became my main focus. But then I started realizing, like, over time, that Plug started going a little bit higher and higher. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a second. Plug's taking, like, the value of my portfolio went up. And I started looking through it. I'm like, wait a second here. Plug came out of nowhere.
Plug is the plug.
Arcturus,
Exactly.
Similar
Like,
thing with Arcturus's return. That all happened, I believe, last week. Tesla was on the up and up, but I still would have made money even if Tesla went down. Arcturus and Plug for the win still would have given me a plus 50 in the event that Tesla would drop a few dollars. Crazy.
What do you
that's what
guys?
it's all about.
My bad. I was gonna ask, since you guys are, Mark is invested in Tesla, Steven thought about investing in Tesla. I'm sure you guys have heard of NIO. What do you
Yes,
guys
I've
think
heard
about
of
it?
that. Friend of the channel, LMG Vids, Chris himself. He recommended me Neo. But yeah,
Yes.
back I think when it was still around 40. Let's take a look at that Neo.
I think it's still a good buy. Today it's slightly pulled back. It's in the 60s. I like the potential it has. You know, many people are calling it the Tesla of China, except it's cheaper. You know, like Steven said, he doesn't want to pay 800, which I don't blame him. I don't
Yeah,
want to pay
nobody
800
does.
for a stock either. So this one's like $60, and it has good potential. It has good potential for the long term, for sure.
I will say thank you Elon Musk and thank you Tesla, because that was what inspired me to start investing, and not just that, the entire skyrocket that it did really boosted my interest, and that's what started this show. So really
I'm so
exciting
jealous.
stuff.
I'm jealous. You just 100% return.
Boy. Oh yeah, 100. Yeah, just roughly. Steven,
Right about.
what stocks were on the rise for you today? You're muted?
I think he's having some audio issues.
Steven, you there? It's one of those news. It's like one of those news things. Anyways, Roger, what stocks were on the up and up for you today?
One of the ones that I invested in today was actually a penny stock, and I
Ooh.
usually don't buy a penny stock just because like super volatile, right? But it's ticker symbol ZOM, Zoometica. It's very
ZOM.
popular at the moment. Yes, ZOM. I usually, again, I don't buy into penny stocks, and it's not like I have great faith in it, but the upside would be nice. It's currently at $1. Uh, it already pushed up a lot. It was like at 60 cents. So I am buying it, kind of expensive. But I only bought like 40 shares total. So at the end of the day, if it goes south, it's only like $40. But price targets have it as high as like $4, even 5. So, that would like four times the return. But I don't want to go in too heavy because obviously, penny stocks are dangerous and that can
Right.
lead to a bigger loss if it goes south.
I think, and that goes similarly with the, which one was it? Sign BNGO, bingo, Bionano Genomics. When we went into it, it was at a high of, damn it, it went at 738. And I ended up
You
getting,
got in at 7?
I got in
Oh,
at,
wow.
I got in at 6. When it was 6, it was going down. It went as low as 4 for me. That was when I was like, you know what, I need to pull out. And then that was when I actually invested into Neo. So it's a
You're
very
in Neo?
I am in Neo.
Wow, I want to get in on that
Partial
too. I think
shares.
I may get in tomorrow.
Basically, what I sold from Bionano, I used those to go into Neo, and Neo has been a loss of 98 cents.
Where did? Oh, okay, that's nothing. I was I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's
But I'm in at $16, so it's not a full share. It's just a partial. One of those
gotcha.
things. Um,
It's a good long term investment, I think.
yeah,
Long term for sure.
I'm
Kind of like
just
Tesla
very
long term.
excited to see what it like if it could push like Tesla to a lesser extent, maybe. Um, so yeah, so going to your YouTube channel, but Trilly, you should rename your YouTube to Fun Trade. Rename it to Fun Trade, fam. Uh, because trading is very fun. You did a video this is very interesting because Golden Nugget. I've always known
hmm
it as a Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas mainstay, and they have a stock. Tell us about
Yeah.
it.
So it's Golden Nugget Online Gaming. I like you. I was really surprised when I heard about it. Right. Whenever I thought about Golden Nugget, I just thought about like a casino. Right. I didn't know a lot about it, but it's had a lot of hype and news behind it because it recently merged with another company. I think it's called like Cadia Holdings or something like that. Right. They merged. That drove the price up. And yesterday, its price target was increased, so it pushed up. A lot of people are really getting into it. It's not that expensive. It's like mid 20s, right? I am considering getting in on it, but again, just because like you, I'm not really that familiar with like the Golden
Right.
Nugget stock kind of scene. I'm kind of waiting to see how it plays out. But yeah, it's a very popular stock at the moment. It offers some good return from where I saw it yesterday of like $26, or no, it was like at 24 yesterday to its highs of 28. Like that would be, a $4 return on each share you buy. So it's not bad.
We got Steven back.
Yeah, I'm
There
having
you go.
some major technical difficulties today. It's really getting on my nerves.
Could potentially bar our chances of Taz Gamer tonight, but hey. Um, so
No,
going
I'm
to
pretty
you
sure I
now.
can figure it out. It's just a matter of like because I have so many like audio hookups to my computer, so it's like jumping in between them.
Going on
And
your
hopefully the power doesn't go out again.
yeah, that's the big thing. Because we finally got Jensen to get Battlefront 2. Um, so that's gonna be exciting. If we, I'll post on Twitter what time we would go live. We can. It's pretty much like 8 hours between streams here. But going on your end, what stocks were on the up and up for you today?
So the up and up for me today, let me see here. Overall, today it's been a kind of a weird day. I mean, for today so far, the ones that have been up is my shares in GE, surprisingly. Moderna closed up today, which is surprising because it's been on a downward trend the past couple weeks here. Let me see. That's basically it. Bingo went up. Casa Systems went up, and then I have this one share in some weird company that I got because, like, when you use Robinhood, if you recommend someone, you can get a free share in the company. And I got one in Unity Biotechnology, so that was interesting. But so far, most of my the stocks that I have a lot of shares in have closed down. Like Twitter closed down, Snapchat's closed down, and Plug has closed down today. So overall, I want to say it's like a mixed day, and
Yeah.
the total value of the day too is closing down.
Yeah, and again, big thing was like the only ones that were up were Johnson and Gilead, both pharmaceuticals, and the rest of them, Tesla, Pfizer, Arct, Disney, Plug, Microsoft. The only reason why I'm in Microsoft is because I thought that stock would go up after the Xbox Series XS stuff that was for the holiday season, but that never ended up being a thing, and let alone there's also supply issues still for those ones. I also had I think another partial share in Sony for the same reason, but nothing happened. Nothing happened.
It's always like that. I guess I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it is the lack of devices. Maybe it's just market
The supply
saturation.
issue. Because again, they're
Basically, when
very
it comes
diverse.
to Sony and Microsoft at this point, they're basically going neck and neck. None of them is going to have the dominance over the other in the video game console world.
Yeah. But
that's why we gotta get everyone to switch to PCs because PCs are the master race when it comes to gaming.
PCs are
that's
the
just
master race.
That's just my opinion. I believe that opinion is held up.
Speaking of PC gaming, get that Battlefront 2. It's free on Epic Games this week. So go ahead and check that out. We're going to wrap up shortly. If you guys have any final thoughts on your day so far in the stock market.
Let me see. Well, so far, today's been the only major down day. So far, this week's been pretty well. So, I expected there to be a down day because there's never not a down day in every week.
True.
We'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully, it rebounds because I don't like it. I don't like to see the line go down. Obviously, no. I always like to see the line go up, not down. Yes. Up.
The uppity. We are less than 1 week away from Inauguration Day, which could, I'm hoping that it would go up, but anything can happen at this point. Roger, if you want to plug your channel, this is the time to do it, fam. Go ahead, do your thing.
Thank you. Yeah, my channel is just named after me, Roger Garcia. Right. I post daily vids, just recaps on how certain stocks are doing. I recap my positions right whenever I buy something. Today we hit 500 subs, so that's really cool.
Yes,
I was kind of hesitant. Thank you.
Congratulations, man. Making them great videos.
It took me 5 years to get to that point. Or actually, no, 7 years to get to 500. I only hit. Oh no, 5 years. Yeah, 5 years to get 500. I'm at 550 right now, so you are bound to pass me, sir, in the next week or so. So I might hold you to that expectation to pass me by next week's live stream.
Oh, that's a high bar. I'm not gonna lie. That's a tough one.
It's easy. You've hit a niche. It's working. You're getting great views. You're getting great ratings. So keep it up. And to all of you for watching, thank you so much. We'll be back later tonight for the WandaVision live premiere, the live reactions premiere. And keep an eye out on my Twitter because we might be going live on Twitch. Just to initiate Jensen into Battlefront 2. But that's going to do it for us here today at Stonk. We'll see you guys next week for another episode. So long.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And we're out.
All right.